I'm right in the center of it all. If you want a contest, go ahead and fall. I ain't never gonna let a competitor sever me, and if a setback, sitting up brawl. Is it all you got? This is all I know, but I recognize I ain't gonna fall to. Why the hell would I ever wanna fall to my knees and give in to you to have life altered?
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. So, I wake up and people are cheering. People are like, "Oh, it's over, it's over. You can start to see the green." This is a dangerous game to play, in my opinion, when you're talking about wanting to make money during this time, setting lures. And what I mean by that is basically, if you set your lures low enough, then it doesn't matter, right? Like I said in yesterday's video, if you set your lures super low to where they hit and you're like, well, fine, that's cool, I don't care. That's one thing. But if you're looking to do your normal lure thing and trying to maybe profit off of that horrible downward that we had yesterday, which, you know, definitely was a bad one. If you were looking to that's pretty crazy. If you were looking to make money buying it yesterday and selling it today, that's the game that I think is dangerous, because leading up to August 1st, I truly believe all the prices are going to hit rock bottom at one point. Everything. I believe everything's going to hit rock bottom the closer we get. We're just feeling the turbulence, but you got to keep in mind, it's only the 12th. We have, you know, a whole half a month to go. And imagine if it's doing this now. If it's already doing this now, it got to like 75 billion last night, the market cap. Imagine if it dips below 70. The only thing that's keeping this alive right now are the people scooping it up for cheap, but eventually those people are going to pack up their things and chill because they're going to have enough. And that's, you know, the money grab isn't going to be there forever. You know, right now is a good time if you do want to set lures is for Bitcoin. Bitcoin's a good one to set lures for, because we kind of have a scope of where that can go. You know, like, can it go below 15? I mean, I doubt it, but I have lures set at 2,000 and below. And I was already able to hit a lure for 2120 something, 2150 or something. I think it was last night or yesterday morning, and then I was able to sell it again for the 20 around this price right here. I was able to do that with a few, so that's cool. You know, I'm making money that way, but that's not a dangerous game to play, because we understand. I don't care what happens. I want more Bitcoin. If I have Tether, that's fine. My goal is to have no Tether before locking it up before the fork. So my goal would be have zero Tether and have all of it in the Bitcoin. And then just have all the alts that I accumulated. I accumulated a lot of altcoins, and I just think it's going to get worse. So like I said, I have Tether. I'm going to be sitting back, scoping out Bitcoin. With the Bitcoin I have on the exchanges, I'm going to be looking for super cheap prices on these altcoins. You know, basically just right now I'm just trying to take advantage and scoop up all the altcoins I can, for the simple fact that after August 1st, I truly believe everything's going to just absolutely explode. There's just going to be so much money in Bitcoin. And what happens? People, all right, this is the process for most people. Most people, they'll get into Bitcoin and they'll get excited and they'll be like, oh my God, I'm finally in Bitcoin. And then after a couple of weeks, you know, they'll start to see, you know, oh, well, it went up a little bit. And then they'll hear their friends investing in stuff like No Limit Coin and all these other altcoins that are badass. And they're like, man, how much did you gain? You gained how much in one night? 50%? It's like, wow. And then they're going to start getting jealous because they're like, fuck, I want 50%. So they're going to start spending their Bitcoin on altcoins. That's what's going to happen after August 1st. After it's rosy posy. Something's not quite rosy posy though about the whole situation. And I'm going to, let me get into that real quick. So apparently, I'm reading, and there was a testnet fork of Bitcoin scaling, and basically, so the Bitcoin scaling proposal of SegWit's 2x testnet fork happened yesterday, and they created two different and incomplete testnets, and that's a bad sign for the upcoming scaling update. Nodes running older Bitcoin software continued on they normally would, but nodes running the new SegWit 2x code stalled at block 27070 for over 20 hours as a result of the issue. Reactions were mixed, with some dismissing the controversial scaling proposal for perceived lingering issues, while others defended the misstep as only a small stumbling block that wouldn't happen during a live deployment. So, that's kind of a little bit worrisome. But like I said, I'm the crazy guy. I don't care. I think Bitcoin's price is going to absolutely skyrocket afterwards. And I truly believe that it's going to be very valuable, because if something was to happen to Bitcoin, everything would crumble. Everything would crumble. It wouldn't matter. There's not a fucking corner in the crypto world you could go to with Bitcoin. If something happened, and everything's going to become worthless over that next week. Everything's worthless. Everything. Nobody's going to fucking, because think about that, man. Bitcoin's supposed to be like the safest and the most secure of all the cryptos. You know, if you think of like crypto investing, you think Ethereum, Bitcoin. Yeah, maybe Ethereum would take a rise, but I don't know, because people are like, well, fuck, we thought Bitcoin was going to be good, and you know what the fuck? We have all these issues with Ethereum already. What the fuck if something happens? Damn it, I gotta close these windows. I gotta let my bonsai tree breathe, you know, bros? It's for the bonsai. Bonsai trees are they're like, I don't know, they're very demanding. It's like almost having a pet. It's crazy. You gotta leave the window open for it or it gets mad. The big thing is, if Bitcoin was to fuck up everything's gonna go to hell. Nobody's gonna trust crypto. If you don't know a lot about crypto, you're getting your money out, and that's a lot of the people. That's most of the market, right? Most of the market's that. So either Bitcoin's gonna work or it's not. So either you need fiat if you're scared, which a lot of people are going to, and holy shit, you're telling me this happened yesterday, a false test. Like, I'm just getting up Tether, waiting to buy a bunch of Bitcoin. And you know what happens? I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to go out to the woods. I'm going to do some shaman shit on the night before the August 1st. And then I'm going to come back, and whatever happens, happens. Either I'm going to be worth a lot of money, or I'm not going to be worth very much. And that's the truth. And I'm not fucking, I think there's a very, very small chance of anything. I honestly don't think anything can happen. I just think it's too big to fuck up. It's like, how are you going to fuck it up? It's like, why would you do it if you were going to fuck it up anyway? I don't think they're going to do something if they were going to fuck it up, in my opinion. I don't think it's worth the risk. I think they'd rather still have the slow times and the higher fees than to have a worthless product or to have some kind of catastrophe. So I think no matter what the fuck, something's going to happen. But like I said, if anything happens to Bitcoin, there's not going to be a corner you can crawl to, because that's going to be basically, then that's when I believe, like, if something bad was to have Bitcoin, that's when I believe, like, the corporations would swoop in. People would have their blind trust in those type of things. ICOs as we know it would not exist. They would just crumble because no one would believe in them. It would have to, your coin would have to be backed by something. Like they would have to be like an insurance policy. Like if something were to happen to Bitcoin, in my opinion, I think it'd be that extreme for people to feel comfortable giving up their fiat for a cryptocurrency in the future. If anything was to happen, that would be and that would be the absolute worst. That would be like fucking the Death Star and Darth Vader coming in. Not Darth Vader, but the Sith guy, the old guy with the cloak, the boy toucher. That guy is who's going to be running things if anything happens to Bitcoin. So If Bitcoin fork people, if for some reason, if you know them, if you're a cousin, if you're a friend, if you're a friend of a friend, if you can get the word to the Bitcoin fork people, don't fuck this up. You got a lot riding on this. It's not just money. There's freedom riding on this. You can't fuck this up. Whatever you're about to do August 1st, you can't fuck it up. We've done come too hard, too far, too long to fuck up. This when we're right here. We're right in the promised land. We're almost there. We're almost there. Don't fuck it up. A lot of people are looking at this. This is huge. This is national spotlight. Everyone's looking at this. Everyone's talking about this. It's spreading. There's two things that spread like wildfire: massive success and massive fear. That's what spreads. And this is spreading everywhere. Lots of people are hearing about the fork. And it's only going to get more and more and more ramped up. Obviously, the closer we get, the more anxiety people are going to have. And it's a long time for them to second guess themselves and ask, well, should I do this? Should I do this? When you ask yourself that every day, and it's just a rule of probabilities. Eventually, most people will cave. You're strong 99% of the days. It only takes one day. And it's an interesting month. Honestly, I'm as stable. My emotions are very, very stable. That's why I say you never get too elated and you never get too down, because you need this energy to focus, because there's projects in the future. While everyone's focused on this bullshit, I'm already saying, hey, I'm live or die. I'm ride or die on this shit. I don't concentrate on the failure. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to do everything to protect myself, but I'm not out the crypto game. I'm still going to be 90% crypto. I'm not getting into fiat, because I think when it does succeed, everything's going to boost really big. And I'm not somebody who's going to cut my net worth in half because of fear, because I think everything's going to jump hundreds of percent in that coming week and 2 weeks and 3 weeks and a month after. Yes, we're going to see a full recovery, in my opinion. So I don't know. It's hard to be massively successful if you're not ride or die. If you're not ride or die, it's very tough to be massively successful, because to get to being massively successful, there's going to be a lot of tough paths. There's going to be a lot of things like this always, and there's always going to have to make the tough decisions. And you have to ask yourself, have you ever made those tough decisions? Was your decision always the easy route, the switch to this, so I got a 100% safety net? Have you ever made the hard decision in the favor of the hard path and the riskier path, but yet that led to the most reward? And when you look at your life and you ask yourself that, and if the answer is no, and you wonder why you aren't where your dreams want you to be, it's because a dream is a reason. You got to go after it. The dream is somewhere that you envision it and you have to create it. You have to make it a reality. That takes motion. It takes action. No one's just going to give you success. You're going to end up working for someone for the rest of your life, making someone else rich, and that's just real fucking talk. And they can take your benefits away anytime they want. They can fire you. You have your own life in someone else's hands. I say just what I'm doing is ride or die. And when you ride or die, you have no anxiety. There's zero anxiety because you've made a decision, and it doesn't matter what happens because you made your decision. There's no anxiety of what should I do. You fucking made your decision and you ride with it. And if you die, you fucking die. But if you don't, if you fucking ride through it, ride through the storm, wow, Bitcoin, $10,000. And the success, all the coins that you could pick up right now. People ask me, how do you make money? How do you have so much money? Buy during these times. Buy when everyone else is selling. Go the direction everyone's running away from. That's the only advice. Like, I hate giving advice because I hate the word advice. I hate the whole concept. I like learning through actions. But that little tidbit of when you're looking around and there's no one else around you, and you have your gut feeling that you're going the right way, that's when you know. Right now is the gut check. This is the gut check. This month is going to be the gut check for your personality. Will you cave? There's going to be a lot of shit. There's going to be a lot of people coming at you. There's going to be a lot of news. There's going to be a lot of hype on this. Especially with these test net forks, they're failing, right? They had a bad test yesterday. A few more of those. It's going to cause mass hysteria. There could be 10 failed ones in a row, and the guy could be like, we're scared, we don't know what's going to happen. I'm still in it, because you know why? It means I'm going to get Bitcoin for like $1,000. I'm just going to scoop it all up. And if it fails, then hey, you know what? Doesn't matter, because money doesn't make me, money doesn't break me. It's a game to me, and I love the thrill. I love pushing through, getting to that other side. I know, like, even in video games, you got to take a risk, right? If you're Mario, you got to fucking jump into the little green tunnel thing, the little green tube, right? That must be scary as a motherfucker. And some of them have like these fire monsters that come out of them. They're like fire plants, and they shoot fireballs at you. And this dude's just going down there, don't give a fuck. He's like, I'll crush him with my feet, because I'm Mario. I don't give a fuck. I get the princess, and I got Toad. What? So that's what you got to be like. You got to be more like Mario if you want to get the princess and get your Toad and take some Fire Dragon's castle. Like I said, I'm going to be doing my shopping 10 days prior to August 1st. That's when I'm going to start my hardcore lure hunt. And you know what? If the prices are the same, or the prices are even more recovered, will I be mad? No, because I made a decision and I made a game plan. I took all the awareness I have, everything I know, and I said, hey, this is going to be the best choice. I believe these are super good prices, and you can't go wrong with buying them right now. But I just think if I save, if I just hoard my Bitcoin and my Tether, that right before all shit breaks loose, I'm going to be able to get the best deals. And if I don't, so be it. But if I do, hell yeah, it worked. And you know what sucks? If you make a decision and you ride through with it. So if I say, okay, this is the best decision I can make, and I ride through with it and it works, that's fucking badass. But if I don't ride through with it, then like, it's like almost reverse fear of missing out. It's like, well, the prices are so good right now that I don't want to miss out on them right now. But if I do that and then the prices dip lower, I would be kicking myself. See the difference? I'd be kicking myself. Why? Because I had an idea and it would have worked if I would have went through with it. So I always take the path where I don't kick myself, where I don't have harbor regrets. I always take the regretless path. And that means you take everything you can and you say, hey, this is the best choice I can. I'm going to ride or die with it. And then you stick through with it. There's no regrets after that, because even if it doesn't dip low and it goes higher, then, at least I can say, hey, you know what? I fucking stuck with my plan. I'll just take, this. I wouldn't have made as much money, but I'm still going to make money. But, and that's how I make a lot of my business decisions and life in general. It makes a lot of sense. Just ask yourself, that's how I came up with my strategy, my 60-40, my 30-70, my 80-20. Those are all based off of the fact those are all regretless paths. And that's just how I really come up with my philosophy, my perception. That's how I see life. And, you got to understand, sometimes you're not going to see life like someone else. Like, you could be looking at the same picture and then you go into their perception. You're like, holy fuck, they're looking at a completely different picture. This person's not even thinking remotely the same thoughts I'm thinking. And then I go into their brain and I can say the exact same thing. So, never, ever, nothing's black and white. So, perception is a very, very big deal. And this is more of me coaching. Like, I like to coach myself too, because as I talk and I get through these, as I'm talking, I'll go back and I'll listen. And sometimes I get goosebumps. Sometimes I get inspired. I don't remember everything I say. This is all in the flow. This is all in the now. This isn't scripted. So when I go back, there'll be like some things I'll be like, oh man, that's good. Because I write a lot, and I write a lot of my ideas down, but this has allotted me to actually spit some of my ideas real time. So, I mean, like I said, this isn't for you guys. Hey, sorry, I'm great. This is for me. This is me just spitting me. Sometimes I'll get off topic and I'll just have to talk. And I mean, hey, if you don't like it, I mean, hey, don't know what to tell you. I didn't make it for you. So it's like I made my own dinner. You came and stole one of my potatoes and said, it's too crunchy. You'd be like, well, bitch, I like them crunchy. So get the fuck out of my house. And if you're like, well, it was good, then I'd be like, sit down, have as much crunchy potatoes as you like. Because we can all eat crunchy potatoes together. But if you're hating on my crunchy potatoes, you can get the motherfucker out. Yeah, I was looking at metal. No me gusta. What I'm liking is getting into pre-sales of ICOs. Oh yeah, there was an ICO I got into. Omar. Crypto. Well, hold on. Let me. I think I had the website over here. It's like 7 hype. It's about the videos. Let me see. Yeah, here it is. Let's see. I think the guys are really cool, and you know what? I actually invested. I threw some ether at this. So it was nice. The thing that's really cool about it is I have some friends that are movie guys, and I ran it by them and they liked it. So I was like, and I like it, but I'm not I'm not a hardcore movie guy, but they really like the concept because there's a lot of people who don't have access to funds. Read the white paper. It's basically it's only 100,000 coins, so that's pretty cool. And basically, I like the guys. And anytime I'm gonna be fucking real. Anytime crypto is gonna endorse something, it means I get to do a lot less research. You know what I mean? Because I know crypto is kind of nitty. Like he's nitty. He's not gonna be, he's not gonna be as risky as I am and ever invest in like maybe a scam or a bad or a sour grape. He's more like, I'm Ethereum. I'm gonna hop in some of these ICOs, but I'm gonna make sure they're 150% legit. So I definitely trust. Not saying I'm reckless. I'm not reckless at all. I run fast, but I kill fast, like a Mongolian on a horse. They may look like they reckless, but they cutting heads off. Omar's more like one of those guys on the hill with the bow and arrow. He's sniping you. He hits you right between the eyes. That's what I envision. He got a sword and a shield too. I'm sure he can fuck some shit up. But the point is, he endorsed it. So I was like, So I went and looked at it. I was like, man, this is small. 100,000 might not even get that much. I got in, got the 50% off. So, yeah, I mean, I invest in so many ICOs, it's ridiculous. I have ICO fever. And sorry I haven't documented every fucking ICO I've gotten into because, dude, I get into too many. I just do. And honestly, I forget to tell you guys. Like, this one just crossed my mind for some reason. I was about to end the video, and I totally forgot about it. But I thought it was cool. Just 7hype.com. Pretty cool. Check it out. And there was some other ones I invested in, but I can't even think right now. I got a lot of stuff to do today. And I have just so many altcoins. It's crazy how many altcoins I was able to scoop up during this time. Definitely a little market thing, but this is just from people scooping them up at all-time lows. But guess what? This was not nearly big enough. Keep that in mind. This grain is not nearly big enough. SIA coin is still at a seventh of a cent. If the market was to dip again tomorrow or in 2 days, and SIA coin only got up to a ninth of a cent, it's going down to 1/6 and a 1/5, right? So you got to see the patterns. The waves are receding. It's not coming as far as it used to. So we're running out of. The water is coming in shorter and shorter, and eventually there's going to be rocks exposed if you ever seen a receding beach line. And that's basically what's going to happen. So there's danger, but good opportunities for those who are daring coming up for sure. So just this is a good time to really set some deep lures and do a lot of research. Just do a ton of research on everything. If you think do research on coins you might not know a lot about that you want to get into. Maybe you want to get into a SIA coin, do some more research. Maybe you want to get into, wow, look at Stellar Lumens. Wow. It's back to it's back as a baby. It's like a baby again. I might have to pick up some Starter Lemons. Dude, I don't know what I'm gonna pick up. I'm not like, I can't. There's a lot of these prices where I'm like, oh shit, I gotta go buy it now. But I have to keep in mind, hey, you know, a week from now, those prices are gonna be looking mighty high because it's gonna go lower. So, yeah, that's basically what I want to talk about. Do a little mind work and talk a little strat. All right, cheers. Peace.